Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their ascension or their awakening process. And today I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest blocks that tend to prevent people from discovering and living their life purpose or their mission. Only in a society where people are so cut off from their authentic core spirit self, with the notion that we all don't have a purpose, come into existence. We all have a purpose, and a purpose is not necessarily, at least in my opinion, so restrictive and singular. It's more, the way I define a purpose is living your life, not the conditioned character that's been molded by your parents and society's life, your life. Regardless of what it is, whether you just live a good life or you're helping millions of people, is irrelevant, but you have your soul came to walk a path. And a lot of us have sort of fallen off the path. And the way on the path is through your joy and excitement. But it can be challenging. We can have these blocks. There's literally built-in reinforced self-limitations that prevent us from even attempting to discover that ideal path. And I'm going to go over what I've experienced, at least with myself and my clients and people I know, the 3 biggest barriers. So once you have an awareness of them, you can start to push through them and then have your mind blown when you do discover that authentic path that you came to walk. And there's nothing more satisfying and enjoyable than doing so. Number 1 is fear. Fear of a lot of things. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of not living up to your own expectations, fear of what people are going to think, just a generalized fear energy it's uncomfortable. But for some reason, we have a fearful apprehension to doing what we want to do. I can't tell you how many people I talk to who are like, Victor, I want to do this. I want to go and create this. And I can tell, I get this feeling in my body when someone's really touching upon their passion and purpose. But then it's like week after week, they won't. It's a scary thing. It can be very hard to actually do, because in moving towards that alignment, so much of that accumulated conditioning flares up to the surface, and it's just so powerful. It just becomes, for a lot of people, a generalized fear energy of feeling like, because the ego is stressed. The ego is like the non-authentic self that knows that it's getting close to the flame. The flame is your path and your purpose, and every time you go towards it, even though there's a part of you that wants to do it, there's the fearful response. So I have come to learn that fear response is a sign I'm getting close to something badass. I'm getting close to breaking through. So now when I really get self-conscious or fearful or like squirrely in my mind, I bust through. I don't listen to that fear anymore. I don't take counsel from that fear. I know it's bullshit and it's a lie, and it's just only trying to preserve this false self of mine. Number 2, it's as illogical as it sounds. A lot of people have guilt. They feel bad. We've been taught to feel bad about pursuing our dreams. And I'll give a perfect example. My wife, as I've mentioned before, she's become fascinated, just enthralled in the topic of shamanism. And she really badly wants to go to Peru for like a week and do like these ayahuasca retreats and San Pedro ceremonies. And she is so like revved up. It's unbelievable. Like I like to read a lot. I read a shitload of books. You guys know that. And she's reading like not 2 a day, but she's reading way faster than me. She's always got her nose buried in a book. She's always researching these things online. That's all she talks about. I'm getting frankly a little annoyed with it, but I'm happy for her. I'm just joking. But anyway, she's got this incredible guilt. This when she talks to me about like feeling guilty about doing these things, to me it seems so like surprising. Like, why would you feel guilty? That makes no sense. But it's a common thing. She feels bad about leaving the kids for a week. She feels bad about asking if I'll pay for her to go to Peru. She feels bad about, there's just like this lack of like this belief I don't deserve this happiness. I feel guilty about it. So sometimes we can be selfish, and it's good to sometimes guilt can bring that to our awareness. So it's good to really just look at that guilt with an honest, an objective, and open mind, and just take the time to sort through what guilt is valid and maybe has a place, and what is just a conditioned emotional response to something awesome that I've yet to really look at. Because once you sort of like peer into the guilt, you can see that it doesn't have any legs to stand on. And it can just sometimes take a moment of your time or a few minutes to kind of examine the guilt. And then you can know for yourself it's okay to pursue your dreams. Lastly, it's feelings of unworthiness, like you don't deserve an awesome life. You're not capable of having an awesome life. That's where sometimes it sort of ties in with the fear, like, if I pursue this thing I'm so fond of, what if I can't handle it? What if it doesn't work out for me? Then that would be a very detrimental thing to go through. But here's what someone once said to me, and it really has proven to be the case. He says that excitement and that passion is your physical body's translation of your ideal path, of your best life. You can trust that. You can know that if you feel that way towards something, it is, if anything, the most representative of your true self out of anything in this world. And that is the direction you want to go, in spite of these blocks. I know I've made videos about finding your purpose before. I just feel like the world needs people to have the courage to bust through these blocks and be an example of one who is living a life of happiness, passion, joy, and just satisfaction. It's possible with your passion, with your purpose, with your joy, with your excitement. And if anything, hopefully I motivate you a little bit to go for it, because you do deserve it. You will do it, and you will succeed with it. And all you got to do is stop buying in to the conditioning that most people deal with. Most people don't have the gusto to bust out of this shell that has been fallen upon us. But you do, and that's why you're watching this video, and that's why you're waking up right now. So go for it, my friends. Have an amazing day. I wish you well. See you soon. Namaste.